What an interesting game of football, people. For 75 minutes, we saw PSG and Arsenal go toe-to-toe. Mano a mano. Who will come out on top? Who will be the big daddy of the UCL and advance to the final? Of course, we still got one more game to go in Paris. But PSG take the lead. They take the advantage back to their crib. And I gotta be honest, PSG in the last 20 minutes of that game, they could have been 3-0 up. Barcola, then obviously Gonzalo Ramos. PSG, they're just such a quality team. Like, we all knew heading into these semifinals, both of these ties are both 50-50. We just knew we were going to get some epic football. We are reviewing the 1-0 scoreline for PSG in the first leg of the semifinal at the Emirates. The Emirates crowd, by the way, you should be doing a lot better. This is one of the most important games in Arsenal's history. The crowd was kind of flat. I'm not going to lie. When it goes to Paris next week, oh, that atmosphere is going to be intimidating. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Who for you was MVP tonight? Do you think now PSG will advance to the final? Do you think Arsenal have a remontada? Even though Real Madrid talked about remontada, do Arsenal have a remontada in their back pocket? So let's discuss the game. Heading into the matchup, no real injury concerns for PSG. They have like 0 injuries. Well, obviously Arsenal, we know the Havertz, the Gabriel Jesus, Gabriel, they're all out injured. Partey suspended for this game. First 5 minutes, PSG get the goal. And who was going to get that goal? Ousmane Dembele. What a finish. What a cross in by Kvara. Just taking his man on. Timber in the Premier League does not get into one-on-one situations against very dangerous forwards. Kvara is one forward you don't want to get in one-on-one situations and defending out wide. Because Kvara is such a problem. He's such a problem. Quality cross from him. Quality finish from Ousmane Dembele. And I thought, first 5 minutes, oh, we got a goal. Oh, this is going to be fun. 20 minutes into that game, Arsenal were getting dominated. It was a football lesson from PSG for that first 20 minutes. Arsenal couldn't do anything. They couldn't get it anywhere near João Neves, to Vitinha, to Kvara, to Dembele, to Desiree Doué. They couldn't do anything about it. Then the tide switched a little bit. Then Arsenal started to gain their momentum. Martinelli had a good chance. Kivior off a set piece had a good chance as well. And Arsenal were starting to find their groove. I think Declan Rice. You can be critical of Arsenal players. We'll talk about a certain Arsenal player that I think really needs to step up. But Declan Rice, during this Champions League knockout stage, has been phenomenal. He's been such a quality player for Arsenal. So Declan Rice deserves a massive praise once again because I thought he stood up. He was basically 1v3 in the midfield. Mikel Merino was trying to do his best, but I don't think he could really go toe-to-toe against João Neves. And then Martin Odegaard, yeah, we'll talk about him later. Second half, Donnarumma came up clutch. The narrative around Donnarumma is changing. This is an interesting subplot we have got going on here in this footballing season. Donnarumma, everybody crucified him after that first leg against Liverpool. How can you let that goal against Harvey Elliott? How can you let that go past you? Then he comes up clutch in the second leg against Liverpool. Aston Villa makes some crucial saves on Marco Asensio. And today, that save he made in the second half on Trossard, are you kidding me? Donnarumma, I know we can be critical, but we've seen throughout his career one of the best shot stoppers in the world. On the ball, yeah, he's a liability. Shot stopping wise, Donnarumma is always going to be one of the best goalkeepers in that department. Then Arsenal, they got the ball in the back of the net through that set piece. And Arsenal are going to be a very dangerous team on set pieces because PSG, they don't really have the height. They can't really defend the set pieces. And thinking of Arsenal, they got Kivior, Timber, Saliba, Merino. They got a lot of threat in the air. So PSG are going to find it very difficult to defend against those situations. PSG did their best. Arsenal got in the back of the net, offside. But the last 20 minutes, Arsenal, I think they were getting frustrated. They lacked creativity. And this is something that their team is really lacking. That individual difference maker. And why is Arteta waiting till the 90th minute to sub in Nwaneri? Why? Why can't Ethan get onto the field in the 70th minute to make a real impact on... Odegaard was doing nothing for 70 minutes. Doing nothing. Ethan, look at all the talent on the field. Look at Desiree Doué, 19 years old. João Neves, 20 years old. All these kids are just balling out there. And Ethan Nwaneri is just on the bench. I don't care if he's 17. Look at Lamine. Ethan should have been subbed on 70th minute and he could have made a real... What the heck is he going to do for 4 minutes? What is he going to do? He cannot have a sufficient impact off the bench. We've seen it many times, Ethan Nwaneri off the bench this season. If you give him 30, 20 minutes, he can make a real impact. So I thought that was a little bit weird from Arteta. I don't think you can criticize him otherwise with the bench because, I mean, there's Sterling, Zinchenko, and these sort of players. I mean, come on now. Let's be real here. There's nothing that Arteta could have done tactically off the bench. Ben White obviously coming on for Timber. But I just felt like Ethan should have come on earlier for Ødegaard because I thought Ødegaard was, for Arsenal, probably the worst player. I really think his impact needs to be greater. If you're the captain of Arsenal, you need to show up. People have criticized so many captains this season, especially in the Champions League. If you're Ødegaard, you got to show up. Same thing for Lautaro tomorrow for Inter. The captains have to show by example. And Ødegaard didn't show by example. I thought Declan Rice, that's the captain right there. The true captain for Arsenal. PSG overall, they should be happy with their performance. They are maturing, people. This is a good thing about PSG. Maturing as a side. Are they going to give up chances? Yes. Did Hakimi not have his best game today? Yes. Nuno Mendes is trying to collect all the infinity stones of EPL forwards. What a... Are we going to go right now and say he's the best left back in the world? We might have to go there. He's obviously been top 3, top 5 this season. Is he the best right now? You can make an argument. You can definitely make an argument. He's there with DiMarco, Balde, a lot of good defenders out there on the left side. I think Nuno Mendes recently in the Champions League, clamping it down, not allowing anything for Saka today. Really nothing, even though Saka had some little moments of impact, mostly from the left side actually, where he put in that cross for Martinelli, where Martinelli somehow missed it. But PSG are really maturing. They understood, okay, we cannot make this into a basketball game. We have to withstand the pressure that Arsenal will have. Similar to the Aston Villa. Aston Villa just threw everything at PSG, and I feel like PSG were flustered. They didn't react well. Whereas today, they were calm. They kept possession of the ball well. They knew we're fine with a 1-0. We're going back to our home. We're going to show up at our home. And I think PSG managed this game perfectly. They got the goal. They created good opportunities. If Barcola or Gonzalo Ramos made it 2-0 or maybe even 3-0, this tie would have been over. If it's 3-0, 2-0, I don't think Arsenal are going to come back from it. But for me, the main difference between these two sides, and it's more evident today, even though I think Arsenal can still do it, and I did have Arsenal going through in this tie, PSG just have those difference makers in their team. And that's something that you really need in the late stages of the UCL. League phase, you can go by with your tactical setup and your style of play, a rigid formation, a rigid style of play. But when it gets to the later stages of the semi-final, quarterfinal, final, even Inter in 2010, Schneider coming up clutch, Milito coming up clutch. Do Arsenal have that in their team? I think Declan Rice is fantastic. Saka as well. They need the other players to step up, and they don't have anybody who is really going to make a difference. They really don't. Whereas PSG, Kvara, Ousmane Dembele, Desiree Doué, João Neves, Fabian Ruiz, Vitinha, Hakimi, Nuno Mendes. I think PSG just have so many individual standout players that can create an opportunity off the dribble. Combination play. We saw that wonderful combination play from, I think it was Barcola and Kvara, where Barcola had that opportunity. PSG just know how to attack with the space, with the ball, without the ball. It's beautiful to watch. Defensively, they can be a liability, and that's where Arsenal should have really punished them today. Whereas for Arsenal, I think Timber struggled a little bit today, even though in the second half I thought he did really well against Kvara. Lewis Skelly, I think he just had a wonderful battle against Desiree Doué. Two young, promising players, going to be absolute ballers in the future. I think Lewis Skelly did well. He drove into the space nicely in the midfield. He saw the opportunities to drive forward. Because Merino can't do it, Ødegaard wasn't really doing it. So Lewis Skelly said, all right, I'll do it myself then, people. I'll do it myself. So I think we saw a lot of good individual battles between Desiree Doué, Lewis Skelly, Timber, Kvara, João Neves, I think at times against Merino and Declan Rice. So wonderful game of football to watch. Also, by the way, Desiree Doué. Duemar. I see some elements of Neymar's game and Desiree Doué. I'm not going to go there because Neymar was an absolutely absurd player at 19. But Desiree Doué, if he can just add more goals and assists to his arsenal, oh my God, this guy's going to be an unstoppable player. He's just so lovely to watch. When he's just playing at that fast pace and he's just dribbling and beating one player, two player, three player. Desiree Doué, must watch TV, people. Must watch TV. So second leg, in Paris, PSG should feel very confident. They're playing better football than Arsenal. They have the space now. One thing that Arsenal will have to do is they will have to push up much higher up the field. That will then allow the vertical balls from João Neves to Vitinha and then get in isolation over the top over Timber or Lewis Skelly, because we know that the fullbacks for Arsenal want to invert. So that will leave the space for a Desiree Doué, for a Kvara. And I think that's going to spell trouble for Arsenal. But Arsenal can do it. They're dangerous from set pieces. A better game from Saka. We got a game in Paris, people. It's only 1-0. Anything can happen. But for today, PSG take the lead. And now, the next 90 minutes, maybe 120 minutes in Paris, could really be a defining moment for Arteta and Arsenal, or Luis Enrique and PSG. Today's MVP for me, I gotta go with João Neves. I thought he was brilliant. All over the field. Either him or I would also say Nuno Mendes. Declan Rice. So those are my top 3 MVPs of today's game. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, people. Who was the best player on the field today between PSG and Arsenal? Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. And remember to follow me on all the socials. Twitter, Instagram, join the Discord. All those links. Description down below. Have a beautiful day. Stay safe in this crazy world. Till next time. Adios.